What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I appreciate you stopping by, spending a few minutes of your time here with me today. Today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about Plato's The Republic. All right, I wanted to share with you a particular myth from Plato's The Republic and just sort of share my thoughts on it with you. I want to play with the ideas that are presented to us in this book. All right, Plato's The Republic is one of the most important, one of the most influential books in the Western world, in the Western intellectual tradition. All right, if you don't appreciate this, you won't appreciate anything that comes out of the Western tradition, in my opinion. All right. So, in the Republic, the main point of the Republic is to discover what exactly is justice, or get as close as possible to understanding what justice is. There are many other themes throughout this book, but justice is the main theme. And in order to sort of figure out what it means to be a just man, what that looks like, and to also figure out what an unjust man looks like or is, what that means, Socrates decides, he says, listen, he has a brilliant idea. He's like, it might be pretty difficult to look at like an individual person and from their actions discover what justice is and what injustice is. Instead, if we could look at an entire city and see where injustice or the unjust sort of creeps into the city, then we'll be able to discover more easily how unjustness creeps into the individual, right? So he wants to use the city as a enhanced picture of the individual, all right? And so Socrates and company begin to create a totally fictitious city mentally, all right? They begin to describe how this city would function, and this is the ideal city. This is a Greek utopia, you would say. Okay, this is the perfect republic, the perfect city, or the perfect state. Okay, all of its citizens are perfect, so on and so forth. All right, its government is perfect, and Socrates and his friends go into sort of great detail on how they would organize this society. All right, and Socrates gives us in the Republic the myth of souls. All right, according to Socrates, the myth of souls. And so myths in general, but especially to the Greeks, are like useful lies. All right, myths are stories. These stories are regarding archetypes. These stories are not regarding specific individual people. These may not be true stories. These things in the story may have never literally happened, yet the story serves a purpose. The story tells some sort of moral truth. So myths are like lies that tell the truth. Okay, so Socrates presents us with myths, because the only thing that's really different from Socrates' ideal republic and our society today is how the individuals of the city think, what they believe in. That's the only thing that's different. How they see the world and how they view other people in the world. That is what is fundamentally different between the Republic and our modern day society. Okay, so Socrates presents the first myth. It's a creation myth for the citizens of the city. Okay, and this myth tells all of the people that live here that they are related, perhaps not by blood, but they are all related because God, the great creator God, created them all out of the earth. So they were all incubating in the earth, essentially, until the one God pulled them out of the earth. And so because of this, they're all brothers and sisters, because they all came from the earth, and they're all children of God. So they're all related. They're all brothers and sisters, you see. And this myth is to instill like a sense of community, a sense of belonging, a sense of family. Okay, these people will look out for each other because of this. All right, if they believe that they're actually family. Okay, and that's the thing, these people believe this, that they were actually in the earth incubating, and that God pulled them out of the earth. They were all birthed straight from the earth, and thus they're all related. They're all some sort of family. They would literally believe this. Okay, and Socrates pushes the myth even further and says, while you were incubating in the earth. The spirit decided to install within each individual a certain core of a certain mineral, either iron, silver, or gold. All right, and this would be like the measure of your soul. This would be like the type of soul that you have. Like, we have Jungian archetypes and enneagrams and all of these different personality tests and things like this. This would be sort of like this. This was a way of breaking down the social classes of people and establishing roles for people within the society, right? So that's what I want to share with you, the myth of the souls. Now we have iron, silver, and gold. Iron is the most common mineral core of the human soul. Most people, the largest majority of people, are iron souls, and these would be like your essential workers or your general laborers or people that work the 9-to-5 grind. This would be like your shoemakers, your carpenters, your blacksmiths, people that run inns and hotels and things like this, and pubs and all of the people that are employed there. All of this. These are the iron-souled individuals. Okay, the silver soul individuals, this is the auxiliary according to Socrates. This would be like the military, police force, and things like this. These are people that protect and serve. And there's an interesting idea with the silver class, and that is that they are not allowed to have personal lives of their own. They're not allowed to get married and have a family. None of that. They're not allowed to do that. They are married to the city. They are married to their comrades. Okay? They all live together, share housing and food. They're fed by members of the community that are devoted to serving them. Everything that they need is supplied by the iron-souled individuals. And they don't even get paid for being in the silver class. They don't even use money at all. They get nothing. They have no personal life, so why would they need money? Everything that they need is given to them by the city folk. And the reason for this is it instills this bond between them. They know that they're here to serve the city folk, right? And the city folk are feeding them, so they know not to bite the hand that feeds, right? So they have this relationship, but also at the same time they're segregated so that the silver class does not get this idea mixed up and think that they are one of the iron class people, because they have a job to do, a duty to do, which is to protect and to serve, right? And that's all that they do. Now the gold class, this is the smallest class of people. And according to the Republic, Socrates says that the gold class is the philosopher king. And this is the rarest class that there is. And the philosopher kings are considered the guardians of the city. These would be like your lawmakers. These are the people that censor the artists and decide what myths are given to the general population, and sort of engineering and programming the general population. This is the gold class. This is the rarest class that there is. Now, an interesting thing that Socrates says about these classes is that the silver class doesn't get paid at all. Now the iron class, because it's the majority and they're doing most of the grunt work, the brute force sort of thing, they're always grinding physically, worn out, stressed out, that they will get the biggest slice of the pie. They will get the biggest return because they're putting in the most work. And the silver, they won't get anything at all because they have a duty. That's the most important thing to them. The gold, they will get the smallest slice of the pie. And the reason for this is because the iron class people, right, they spend all their time working physically. They need to relax. They're stressed. They're worried about things. So they deserve certain pleasures. They deserve this. You know what I mean? Or else, no one can live happy like that, right? And we see that. We're experiencing that today. A whole lot of people don't want to work, and they never want to work again. Why? Because they've been misused and abused, right? We have it backwards. According to Plato and Socrates, the Republic, the ideal city, we have it completely backwards today as far as this point right here, right? Now, they need obviously some relaxation, so they get the biggest slice of the pie. They have available to them the biggest section of pleasure, right?
The gold souls, they get the smallest slice of the pie because the gold souls, they don't really want to be running the city. They don't really want the position of being a guardian of some city. They have simply taken the post because if they don't, someone else would, and it would be even worse. No one would be able to enjoy themselves then. So the gold souls just sort of have to agree to run the city. But really, all they want to do is live a contemplative life. They just want to think, maybe even think about thinking. They want to think and learn, and that is their pleasure. That's all that they want. So they don't require all of these materialistic comforts and things like this. They don't need the biggest slice of the pie. They don't need great big houses, because what are they going to do? Use one room to sit and think and meditate. You understand what I'm saying? And I think that it's funny that when we read this is supposed to be the foundation of Western civilization, right? But we have so much of it backwards. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, man, I appreciate you being here. I know it's been a while since I posted a video, so I appreciate you still being around and being patient with me. I'll be back on here more often. I hope this video finds you well. I hope you're taking care of yourself, staying healthy, getting enough sleep, staying hydrated, eating good foods. You know you deserve it, man. Until next time, I hope you continue to free your mind.